Shoma and Rivka lived on a tiny farm in the town of Chelm. They had 5 children, 12 scrawny hens, 1 rooster, and not much money. One day Rivka said, "We have plenty of eggs from our hens, but if we owned a cow, we would also have milk and cheese." Shlomo thought about what his wife had said. That night he laid in bed and thought about it until he fell asleep. Shlomo was a dreamer, and sure enough, he had a dream. In his dream, a cow was eating fresh green grass in their small field. Then he noticed Rivka milking the cow. Shlomo thought about what his wife had said. His shouting woke Rivka. It also woke their 6-year-old daughter, Tova. Tova rushed into her parents' room. "What's wrong, Papa?" "Let me ask you a question," said Shlomo. "Why does a cow give milk?" "Everyone knows that, Papa. A cow gives milk because it eats grass." Shlomo and Rivka beamed at their youngest daughter. "What a wise child you are," said Shlomo. "So if we need grass to our hens, they will lay eggs, but they will also give us milk." "Shlomo," said Rivka, "you are a genius." "I am indeed," said Shlomo, and he blushed. Tuva yawned and went back to bed. Shlomo and Rivka closed their eyes and dreamed of fresh milk and cheese, and they slept their mouths water. The next morning, Shlomo and Rivka tried to feed grass to their hens, but the hens refused. "There are only grain as usual." Shlomo and Rivka were puzzled. A cow finds grass irresistible, said Rivka. Yet our foolish hens turned up their beaks in disgust. "Why is that?" Their 4 oldest children merely shrugged. But Tova said, "I know how to solve the problem, Papa." Rolled the grass into pellets that look like grain. Then the hens will eat them. Rivka clapped her hands. Who would dare to say our little Tova does not have a wise head on her shoulders? She said she is a true daughter of Chelm. Shlomo and Rivka rolled the grass into pellets. The children scattered the pellets around the yard. Everyone watched and waited, but still the hens only ate the grain. Tovale, you were smart, said Shlomo. It's the hens who are stupid. You must think of something else. And she did. Tuva instructed her brothers and sisters to grab the hens. The hens were overjoyed. But as each hen opened its beak to protest, Tova popped the pellet inside. The hens clucked angrily, and the pellets gave him hiccups. Block, block, blocks, hic. Block, bok, 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 hic, hic. They squawked as they ran back to the hen house. Shoma was optimistic. In the morning, we will surely find our hens have given us both milk, eggs, and milk. Tova had one more thing to do before she went to bed. When everything was quiet in the coop, she placed fowls beneath the sleeping hens. All night long, Shomo and his family dreamed of milk and cheese. The next morning, everyone rushed to the hen house. Shomo and Tova lifted the hens. They checked the bowls. The bowls were empty. Not only there was no milk, but none of the angrily hiccup hens had laid a single egg. Shomo scratched his head. Such stubborn, foolish hens, he said. What are we going to do now? We don't even have eggs for breakfast. Papa and Tova, I know someone who can help us. I'll be right back. Tova soon returned with the wise Rabbi of Chelm. Shoma and Rivka led him into the hen house. The rabbi explained why hens by one. He opened their beaks and looked down their throats. He lifted them and exclaimed their feet. He scratched his head. He pulled on his band. This is a puzzle, he said. I'm not sure I can help you. Tova had been watching the rabbi as she watched, she had an idea. Excuse me, Rabbi, said Tova. Did you check underneath the hens? The rabbi looked at the little Tova and frowned. He put on his reading spectacles. He picked up a hen, turned it over, and exclaimed it more closely. The rabbi's brows rose in amazement. He turned to Shoma. Tova, it is true, daughter of Chelm. What do you mean? Said Rivka. The rabbi showed Shlomo the hen's belly. Look. What? Asked Shlomo. There's nothing there. Exactly, said the rabbi. He pointed. These hens have no udders. They are regular hens. They're not milk hens. No udders? Cried Shlomo. No milk hens? I knew it was too good to be true, said Rivka. The rabbi saw how disappointed they were. I'll tell you what, he said. I'll have 2 goats and 1 lonely rooster at home, but no hens. I will exchange 1 of my goats for 6 of your hens. Goat also gave good milk. You shall have milk, and I shall have eggs. Shlomo and Rivka thanked the rabbi. The next day they exchanged 6 of their hens for 1 of the rabbi's goats. Now they would have fresh milk and cheese, and their remaining hens, left to eat their grain in peace, began laying eggs again. Early one morning, Shlomo watched the hens peck at the grain that helped them lay such delicious eggs. Then he looked at the goat. I never noticed, he said to himself, but goats are so much bigger than hens. That night, Shombo had a dream. He dreamed of his goat at a mountain of grain and laid an enormous egg. Shombo woke up with a star. Rivka, he shouted, children, I have an idea. The end. The circus is here. It's come to town. Lions, acrobats, elephants, clowns, kids of all ages rush to get in. The world's greatest show is about to begin. You see a strong man, solid as stone, strong as a bear, muscles plugging everywhere. This amazing giant man blends an iron rod by hand. I see my uncle. He picks me up with just one arm and tells me I'm his lucky charm. We wrestle every chance we get. It's strange. He never pinned me yet. You see a lion's tamer. He takes his place. Center stage with wild lions in a cage. Some people think that he's a fool to face 6 lions with a stool. I see my teacher. He tutors me in math and art. In fact, he really is quite smart. But he's not fearless, as it seems. When I surprised him, he sure screams. You see a juggler. She grabs a broom and ball and chair. Then she tosses them into the air. She performs this wonderful feat and as atop a unicycle seat. I see my best friend. In the circus train we ride. We live in rail cars, side by side. Together we play cards or chess and share our dream of great success. You see a tattooed man with skulls and serpents head to toe. His tattoos even seem to glow. He's fearsome looking, very grim. You never stay alone with him. I see Silly Joe. He fools around with goofy things from beanie hats to squirting rings. And he can really play a joke, like when he makes the sneakers smoke. You see a trapeze artist. 2 acrobats in snazzy tights soar over while chased by lights. From platforms high above the ground, they leap, then film and spin around. I see my parents. My mom and dad are really neat. To see them fly is quite a treat. But when we're off to have some fun, they still make sure my homework is done. You see a clown. He wears enormous spotted tights and rides the strike while dodging pies. His silly stunts make people laugh, and kids sure love his autograph. I see Quiet Mike. He's really funny in the show, but afterward he'll always go and find himself a peaceful nook where he could sit and read a book. You see a boy on a horse. He spins and twirls double quick to carry out this saddle trick. Next he swings from side to side, then stands and waves to end his ride. I see me. It's fun to be an acrobat, but I work hard to do my act. I have to practice hours each day to ride my horse this special way. You see a circus, tattooed man, trapeze stars, mighty strong man, blending bars, jugglers, clowns, acrobats, lion tamers, roaring cats, all beneath a 3-ring dome. But when I see a circus, I see home. The end. It's a Hot Wheels sign, which is so cool. So these are the cars right over here that I already showed you guys.